Well, this is going to be interesting. We come to the trade of the day within the steel sector, and I know that neither Paul nor Ian have actually come to a conclusion on this front. So, gentlemen, we're going to debate it in front of our audience this evening.
Yes.
Where are we going?
Look, we have to go with ArcelorMittal because it's the only one of this group of stocks which is tradable on the CFD platform provided for us by our sponsor Global Trader, and therefore part of, or has to be
so
part of,
we're restricted. Your decision has now been narrowed into one stock.
The hot stocks portfolio. Now, as I said before, we were previously in ArcelorMittal. We got lucky; it bounced as we bought them.
All due to Samantha luring.
Since then, there have been results which, as Ian said, have been very ropey.
Yeah.
The global backdrop is not very encouraging. The trouble is, at this very depressed level, does one enter a trade on the long side, anticipating a little bit more upside, strong global markets, wada? Or do we say, look, this thing has bounced and it was a dead cat bounce, now it's going to go back down
again? Now, you're not
again.
instilling a lot of faith from our audience in your decision-making process, considering we're at the point in the show where you're supposed to have made the decision.
I've got a coin somewhere in one of my pockets.
Is that where we're going?
Maybe we
Ian,
could,
is it about tossing a coin on this one?
Well,
long, short, what are we doing with ArcelorMittal?
Is that an investment decision?
It's all gambling at the end of the day.
But what we don't necessarily need to have a big, high conviction type of thing here. So we could enter a trade which has very narrow stops. Yes. So we could say, okay, listen, we're at 36, we think it could go to 40.
Ian's saying yes, this is a good sign. You're starting to agree with him? We're getting closer to a decision.
The same direction, at least.
But I'm wondering what the catalyst...
You've got about a minute to deliberate on it before you give me...
What would the catalyst be for further share price movements? Because I've got a feeling that the reason in part we did well was it coincided with strong global markets.
I tell you what, a decision in their favour on the Kumba delivery contract.
Which is expected when? March.
Yes. But so you could say, well, take a chance on that. The market would react very positively.
Yes.
I'll just wait.
I'll
just wait for you to come to a conclusion. I'll just stand
and I think
here.
but you know, a bull position, but with very short stops.
Because if the decision is that they were prejudiced by the way that Kumba treated them and that they must get some sort of benefit, then I guess you could see some upside.
Yeah.
And I'm more inclined always to be long than short. So I think we're leaning now towards a long position, modest, with tight boundaries, so that if it falls down, in particular, if it starts going lower, we're kicked out.
Does this sit well to you, leaning towards this position?
Yes, as long as we've got that insurance policy, yes.
So is it definitive now? This is it. We're going with it,
I would
Paul?
happy to go with Paul on that.
We're now massively confident that ArcelorMittal is going to fly higher.